all videos that could potentially 100% immediately exonerate Miss Karen Reed are gone, missing, deleted. Who benefits from those videos disappearing? Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Raw Law Unfiltered with your host, the DUI Guy Plus. Folks, it's been a very long time since we dove into this particular topic. We are going to dive right back in to your favorite cross-examination of the slimiest, sleaziest, dirtiest cops of all time. Well, maybe since Mark Forman from the OJ trial. I don't know. There are some prevailing theories out there. But folks, I have been gone a very long time. I have went to the Alec Baldwin trial. I have went to vacation. And now I am finally back. We are going to restart this series. We are going to finish up Mr. Michael Proctor on cross-examination by none other than Alan Jackson in the Karen Reed trial of Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus Karen Reed. A case which is still not over, by the way, because we are still trying to figure out if the judge is going to accept the jurors' decisions on counts 1 and 3. Remember, counts 1 and 3, we have several affidavits from jurors, sitting jurors who have absolutely unequivocally stated they were unanimously not guilty. The only one they were hung on was number 2, but Judge Cannoni never asked. Auntie Bev never asked the question. Are you hung on all 3 charges, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? The question was never asked. Why? Because she knew what the answer was probably going to be and she didn't want to hear it. So, here we are. Alan Jackson is going to continue in this series cross-examination of Mr. former trooper Michael Proctor, since he's now been relieved of his duties. For those of you who have not been following the news, welcome to the real world. He finally has been relieved of his duties. After we finish Michael Proctor, folks, we are also going to dive into Brian Higgins and Yuri Buchanan. I mean Bukaki. Sorry, I apologize for mispronouncing his last name. Yuri Bukaki is up next. Brian Higgins, those two. And whoever you want me to do next after those two, I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy to entertain. Just let me know and I will cover it. So we have Jennifer McCabe and her husband Matthew McCabe. They're both on my channel. If you have not seen them, go watch because they're amazing. So this series we're going to finish up. There should be about maybe 11, 12, no more than 13 episodes in the Michael Proctor. And then, of course, Yuri Buchanan and Brian Higgins. Those are coming up next. Like I said, in the comments below, let me know who you want me to do after I'm done with those. So without further ado, let's dive right back in where we stopped. This is day 23, 3 months ago, June 12, 2024, in Boston, Massachusetts.
All right, Mr. Jackson, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Triple Proctor, before we wrote, we were discussing Sallyport video that you watched several weeks ago. I want to make sure I'm clear about this. You indicated that the video that you watched was proper in terms of orientation, but the timestamp on the bottom had been inverted, correct?
Yes, that's the way it appeared.
And you recall that being a yellow chyron underneath?
To the best of,
in other words, the font color.
to the best of my memory, yes.
Which of the Canton Police Department videos were you responsible for retrieving, if any?
I did not retrieve any of them.
So what I'm trying to ask is, and maybe I'm doing it inartfully, how did those Sallyport videos end up in the possession of the Commonwealth? What was the line of succession?
Detective Lieutenant Tully retrieved the Sallyport videos, I believe.
And do you know from whom he retrieved those Sallyport videos?
I believe it was the chief of police.
Okay, Chief Rafferty specifically gave him whatever videos were provided.
Correct, that's my understanding.
And then he provided those to you for your review.
Yes.
I want to stay on the subject of videos for a second, but shift gears to the Ring video footage. You've already...
By the way, for the record, notice how uncomfortable Michael Proctor is looking. I mean, we've covered this before. We've talked about this time and time again. But pay attention to his body language. he is slumped over. He keeps like, hanging his head down. It's very minor, but if you pay attention, it is quite noticeable and quite peculiar. I mean, we know why, but at the time, we had a suspicion. You can see the guilt in his eyes. I mean, even in this one little freeze frame right here, he just looks to be on the defensive. He is not a police officer who's done a good job and is proud of his work. Now, again, this is after he already admitted to the text messages. This is after he already admitted that he has been searching for nudes. This is after he has admitted all sorts of incriminating things. And when I say incriminating, I mean incriminating himself, not Karen Reed. And all of that taken together, you can understand his behavior, but you will see his behavior continues and manifests itself and continues in the same fashion of manifesting itself as someone who's feeling very vulnerable and guilty. Good.
Testified that there were several hundred ring videos from One Meadows from both the facing the driveway and the front door camera, correct?
Yes.
As the case officer, you obtained and controlled those ring videos from One Meadows from the moment that they came into Massachusetts State Police custody until they were handed over to the Commonwealth, correct?
Yes, they were archived.
You drafted the search warrant for the ring video access records, correct?
I did.
You obtained the warrant returns once those search warrants were executed, correct?
I did.
You took possession of Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone physically, correct?
Yes.
And you had access to Mr. O'Keefe's Ring account in that cell phone, is that right?
Correct.
You indicated that you reviewed several of the videos on his Ring app on his cell phone, is that right?
Yes.
So you obviously had not only possession of his cell phone, you had possession of his login account information to get into the app on his cell phone, is that right?
I don't believe we had the password. We had his email account associated with the Ring.
Which means
app.
some
So
way
you-
or another, you could get access to the Ring videos
Correct.
and watch those Ring videos on his app on the phone,
Yes.
which means you had full access to the app. You could keep videos, you could save for later, you could delete videos, you could do anything you wanted to within that app, correct?
Yes, those are the capabilities within that app.
Trooper Proctor, did you delete any of the Ring videos ever from John O'Keefe's phone?
Absolutely not.
Did you delete a video of Miss Reed arriving to One Meadows at approximately 12:41 a.m. on January 29th, 2022?
Absolutely not.
You will agree, Trooper Proctor, that the video of Miss Reed returning home from 34 Fairview at approximately 12:41 a.m. is not there.
Correct.
As the case officer, you're aware that Trooper DeChico also reviewed some or all of those videos, correct?
Yes.
And he did that at your request.
Correct.
He took notes of his review of those videos, correct?
Yes.
And then he provided those notes to you so that you could then memorialize those notes and your notes in a broader report that you then drafted in November of 2022, correct?
From memory serves me, the report I wrote regarding the Ring camera was based off my observations of the videos that I had watched.
But you certainly did have, as you just indicated, you did accumulate his notes and review his notes as well as your own notes, correct?
Best of my recollection, I wrote that report off of my notes.
Did you actually, at any point before writing your report, did you note or did you review his notes?
I can't recall.
You asked him.
I'm wondering if Alan Jackson has an ace up his sleeve, basically trying to throw Trooper Proctor off to where the notes are about to contradict the actual evidence of the video. I don't think he has it, if memory serves. If you all remember, right when this was happening, I just got COVID. Chandler and I just got back from California, and there was even a day when she was still catching up to me. I was sick as a dog, and she was watching the trial sometime in mid-June, right when this was happening, right when Trooper Proctor was on the stand. Because I was supposed to be in the courtroom that Thursday, I think June 13th or whatever it was. And unfortunately, I never made it because, of course, I was sick. However, I do remember very distinctly that I don't think there was evidence specifically showing that Trooper Proctor deleted the video. They tried to pin it on him, but there were no notes contradicting. We're about to find out. I don't think there were any notes contradicting that fact. But maybe since some more information has come to light, I mean, it has been 3 months already. And I wonder where the FBI is in all of this, too. I wonder how deeply entrenched they are, because they're kind of sitting on the sidelines still watching since the case is not over yet, which is kind of interesting.
Tim, he reviewed the videos at your directions, correct? At
Yes.
your direction, correct?
Yes.
And obviously he would have wanted to provide you whatever insights he had into his review of those videos. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
Correct.
So when you reviewed his notes, did you see that they were on some sticky pads? You remember that?
That sounds about right.
He looks nervous. He's drinking a lot of water. Maybe
Do
he's
you recall
afraid.
exactly,
Maybe he's afraid that Alan Jackson has something? I don't know.
as you sit here, exactly what was on one or more of those sticky pads that you reviewed from Trooper DeChico?
I don't know.
Would it refresh your recollection if you would take a look at a copy of those notes?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
If you would mind taking a look at the top or the uppermost top note that's highlighted with a sticky note next to it.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Approach.
Yes.
What was that look about? He gave him a glance. Now he
Mr.
looks
Proctor,
happy.
do you have these notes in mind, specifically the uppermost note?
The 0041?
Correct.
I think that little smirk that he had was relief that it's nothing too devastating, like he's fine. That's what I would say.
Yes.
All right. You reviewed this previously before you wrote your report, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you note that at 0041, which is a time relative to what DeChico was looking at on the ring video, he indicated taillights from driveway, parentheses, I think she arrived home, in parentheses, correct?
Correct.
0041 is what? What's that in reference to?
Just after midnight, the approximate time where Miss Reed will be returning from Fairview Road.
It's military time for 12:41 a.m., correct?
Yes.
You wrote a report on November, I'm sorry, I earlier said November, it's
That's
actually
pretty
June 1.
devastating. He's trying to make it look like it's not that big a deal. It was an estimate. He believes. It's not like a timestamp on a video that he allegedly deleted. Now, that would be something. If Trooper DeChico wrote, I watched the ring cam video and it shows Ms. Karen Reed arriving, and now it contradicts Trooper Proctor, I mean, that would have been an absolute monster. But unfortunately, we don't have that.
Memorializing the times that were of note to you in that ring footage, correct?
Yes.
You can see how nervous he is and how hard he's swallowing.
Do you recall every single entry that you made concerning the events that were of note to you that were reflected in your report?
The majority of them. We don't every single one.
Would it refresh your recollection to look at a copy of your report to determine what all you did and did not note?
Yes, sir.
May I approach?
Sure. Do you have it with you, Trooper? Do you have your report with you?
Don't you want me to know?
You don't know if you brought your own bloody report into court on the day of trial? Come on, dude.
I'd ask you to review that report, especially as to page 2 and 3. May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. Trooper, do you have those events in mind?
I do.
Your report is dated June 1st, 2022, correct?
Correct.
And reflected in this report are the bullet points of the times that you found of some note in your review of all of the ring footage from One Meadows, correct?
Yes.
In your report, there is no mention of the footage showing Karen Reed arriving home at 12:41 a.m., correct?
Correct.
And that's notwithstanding the fact that in Trooper DeChico's report, in his handwritten notes, he makes note of an event at 12:41 a.m. indicating, I think she arrived home, correct?
Correct.
Boom.
So sometime between when Trooper DeChico wrote his notes And when you wrote your report, that video footage vanished, correct?
There's also no date on Trooper DeChico's notes. We have many dates from ring video, so I don't know if he's referencing a different date.
Well, you're aware that the video footage from 12:41 a.m. is gone, correct?
Yes, it's something I've tried to find through ring for months, as well as the video when Miss Roberts, Miss McCabe, Miss Reed arrived back at John's and they're looking at the broken taillight. That video is gone as well.
So basically, all videos that could potentially 100% immediately exonerate Miss Karen Reed are gone, missing, deleted. Who benefits from those videos disappearing? The Commonwealth. Who was in control of those videos? The Commonwealth. Who was in possession of those videos? The Commonwealth. Who would benefit from their disappearance? The Commonwealth. Who would benefit from their deletion? The Commonwealth. There seems to be a common thread here, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
At some point, while this footage was in Massachusetts State Police custody and being reviewed by Trooper DeChico, that video existed, didn't it?
Objection.
The objection is sustained. Mr. Jackson, don't waive that again, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't wave that. What was he waving?
The fact is, notwithstanding Trooper DeChico's handwritten notes, there's no video of 12:41 on January 29th, is there?
No, there isn't.
Because I deleted it.
Trooper Proctor, would you agree that from the very beginning of your investigation, you treated Karen Reed very differently than you treated the Alberts and the McCabes in this case?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
That's
Was
a
she
fair
treated
question.
differently?
Absolutely not. Like I've said before, we followed the facts and the evidence with an open mind.
Did you consider her to be
Did you just say you followed the facts and the evidence with an open mind? After you were joking about Karen Reed hiring a lawyer and making fun of that lawyer? Do you guys remember that? If you don't, go back to I think it was a couple videos ago in this series. He was like, oh yeah, she hired this guy.
for want of a better phrase, an outsider?
No, not at all.
Not somebody from Canton,
No, not at all.
not family, not friends with the Alberts.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
At some point, your view of this case caused you to turn what could be described as a bias into an out-and-out hatred. Would you agree with that?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you develop some sort of
It's true.
hatred for Miss Reed at
Objection.
any point in your investigation?
I'll allow it.
Again, we followed the facts and evidence which showed Miss Reed
Dodging.
hit Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle. And yes, at times I got emotional because of that. And I said some stuff, texted some things I shouldn't have, but it was based off the evidence.
Okay, finally we have an admission. At times I got emotional. When you're doing your job, you should take the emotions out of it. If you can't, then have someone else take your place. If you insist on staying put, that means you have a personal vested interest. And we know that because you're buddy-buddy with Brian Albert and Brian Higgins and Yuri Buchanan and the rest of the crew.
Matter of fact, you did express your feelings about Miss Reed in yet another text message that we haven't gone over yet today.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Is that
do
right?
it.
On February 4th, 2022? Might as well turn to tab 10.
Tab 10?
Oh, he's excited.
It's either the bait stamp or the,
What did I say now?
This is Foxtrot. And the bait stamp is 2526.
Yes, sir.
You see an entry from Courtney Proctor, a text starting, I didn't give my.
Yes.
Request permission to publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
25, 26, Mr. Bates. On that date, February 4th, 2022, your sister texted in relation to some sort of donation that she had given. I didn't give my name as I didn't want anyone to link me to Michael, meaning you, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. We're not taking anything down for you guys. Courtney Proctor, who is Michael Proctor's sister, says, I didn't give my name as I didn't want anyone to link me to Michael, meaning Michael Proctor. So Courtney was going somewhere doing something, but she did not give her name up because she doesn't want everybody to know that, oh, by the way, the guy investigating the whole darn thing, yeah, that's my brother. And first of all, is there an admission that there was a bad, quote-unquote, drunken tragedy inside the house? She means that everybody was drunk and they accidentally killed John inside the house and they're like, oh, what do we do now? And then to reply with so callously, so heartlessly, yeah, let's hope she unalives herself so this thing doesn't get drug up for this family. Basically, she takes the fall and we'll call it a day. That is sick. That is sick.
You see the text from Courtney Proctor, I did not give my name as I didn't want anyone to link me.
So that's stricken. That's what was objected to, just this one, or the whole page goes in.
You responded to a text message from your sister, correct? And your response was, hopefully she kills herself,
Oh, it was Michael.
correct?
Yes,
Who's she?
the defendant.
Miss Reed?
What? Oh my God.
Correct.
You literally said that you hope that Karen Reed, the subject of your investigation, the woman sitting to my left, about 7 feet from me, that she would just die, correct?
The figure of speech.
You wanted her,
What?
the figure of speech is you wanted her to kill herself,
No.
right?
No, it's not.
Trooper Proctor, Karen Reed, in your investigation, had quickly become a very serious problem for you, hadn't she?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you believe that Karen Reed was a problem or an issue for your investigation?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
No, absolutely not.
In your words, quote, all the powers that be want answers ASAP. That's what you texted on January 29th, right?
Yes.
That put a lot of pressure on you, didn't it, Trooper Proctor?
There's a lot of pressure in every case, sir.
This case involves a Boston cop whose family you were actually connected to, correct?
Loosely.
Loosely.
Chris L. Loosely.
Yes.
Julie L. Loosely.
Yes.
Colin Albert. Loosely.
Yes.
Kevin Albert. Loosely.
Yes.
Loose enough to leave his badge and his gun in your cruiser after a night of drinking, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
Fact. Look again. Look at the guilt on his face. Oh my God. Look at the guilt on his face. Oh, he looks so guilty.
You agreed in your group chat that you needed to, quote, make this cut and dry because another cop was involved. Those are your words, right?
Objection.
It's true.
Where is this?
Previous
This
text
was
message.
referred to in earlier text messages, group chats this morning.
So is that right? Did you say that, sir?
I did text that. I don't know if it's in the exact context. But yes, those were my words.
Group chat.
Yes, that was in the group chat.
Friends wrote this whole thing, in their words, stinks, correct?
Yes, I interpret that as a joke.
You believed, Trooper Proctor, that your life would be much easier if Karen Reed was just dead, didn't you?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
No. Like I had said, it was a figure of speech. My emotions got the best of me based on, the fact that Miss Reed hit Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle and left him to die on the side of the road. So my emotions got the best of me with that figure of speech.
All right, folks, we're gonna stop it right here on a cliffhanger. I'm doing this intentionally. In the next episode, we're gonna pick it right back up here. This is insanity. How this man is literally performing mental gymnastics and thinking that he's getting away with it, which, by the way, he is not, at least as far as the jury is concerned. I mean, that's a given. That, go to unalive yourself? No, that's just a figure of speech. So her death would have made your life easier? No, of course not. Absolutely not. I was just, I was just joking. It was just a figure of speech. My emotions. It's just my emotions, dog. They got the better of me. They got the best of me. I so sorry. Please forgive me. No. How about no, sir? The fact that you even had the audacity in your capacity, or former capacity, I should say, as a police officer, as a state trooper, to say these things about another person tells me everything I need to know about you as a person. I'm sorry. Not sorry. It's just the way it is. So with that, folks, I am going to see you in the next video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to try and get more of these videos out to you all. I hope you're enjoying this content, and we're going to keep this Karen Reed train rolling. I will see you all in the next video. We're going to continue the cross-examination of former trooper Michael Proctor by none other than Alan Jackson. Bye, everybody.